Thank you, Ian, for start recording. And without much ado, we would let us start right away. I want us to start. I don't know whether you confirm to me, guys. You can see my screen, the one I'm sharing. It's Nvivo. I can't hear anything. Someone confirm to me you can see my screen. No, Ruth. This is qualitative. We are continuing from Friday. We did not hold the class on Friday because of a class. I've just explained that. So this is qualitative with Nvivo. And I'm just asking you to guys tell me whether you can see my screen. The one that I'm sharing, Nvivo.
We can see it, sir, clearly.
Thank you. Thank you for confirming that you can see it. Now, this is we are today we are doing Nvivo purely, and if you have your files, if you have your Nvivo, open it. I'm trying to see who is someone is raising a hand. Is it Scholar?
Yes, I have a question. Is this class also from a continuation from our Wednesday and not from the Wednesday and Thursday sessions?
Yes, Scholar. It is our continuation from where we left when time was not with us.
Okay, but I thought that we usually have qualitative on Wednesday and Thursday, and on Monday and Tuesday we have quantitative.
That has been changed to accommodate this class for the purposes of this. We finish up. We were supposed to finish up on Friday, but there was that clash. I You guys, you told me that you are joining a quantitative class the following day. That was on Friday. So I cancelled my qualitative. But by the time I was cancelling, the quantitative instructor had also cancelled as well. So we did not. We had a clash. So we said, let us do it today. Then you guys will continue with your quantitative. I don't know whether that's clear, Scholar.
Okay, so it means that today we will not have quantitative class.
Exactly.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Today I'm using one computer, so I have to move from one window to another. So if you feel there's something you need to raise, please just talk because I will not go back to see who is raising a hand and who is commenting. So you feel free to interrupt me. So what I'm presenting at the moment is an Nvivo file. That's how it opens. Once you open it, you start here. I mean, I've started a step ahead, but this is where you start. Mainly, you start a new project. Okay. When you start your Nvivo, you will it will give you this option to start a new project, and you must start a new project because you have to. You cannot work uh, on the, I mean, in a vacuum. You must start with a project. So I want to create a project, and I want to name it Nvivo introduction. I've called it Nvivo workspace. That will be our project, the one that we'll be working with practically. if your project has another name, like impact of something, 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 that's all you need to put. If you are, I mean, this is just your study, your project. So you can write something here, maybe to describe it. It's not a must. I've just said this project is an introduction. For you, you can say this project sought to answer the following objectives, whatever you want to describe it. Just a description, and it's not a must. Then you can see this box here. Always check this one. The one that is called write user action to project event log. What this helps you with is it will last time we saw that Nvivo has an audit trail. That is, it can tell who did what at what time, who changed what, who deleted what, who modified what. So when you write user actions, it will be showing like scholar scholar. It will be showing your initials. So SM changed this, SM did that. So when you check this box, it's very important you check it because it will be writing user action. Then you say, okay. So what it's doing for me, it's creating that project. It might take some time, some few seconds. There, it has created my project. You can see it up there. It's called in Nvivo Workspace, and it is .nvp. Those are file formats. You see a document, if it's PDF, it ends with .pdf. If it is Excel, it ends with .xls. If it is a Word document, it ends with .doc. If it's a file to do maybe with PowerPoint, it ends with .ppt. Those are file formats. So whenever you see a file ending with .nvp, know that that is Nvivo file. All right, so this is how it opens. What you can see here where my cursor is what we call the ribbon. If you visit last Thursday's, I think, class, this is this is ribbon where we have our commands, and then we have our what did we call this space? It's a view area where actually your documents will open. Then we call this the navigation pane, where you have all these things. Let's start with sources. Sources, we said they are your documents, your transcripts. Then we'll see each one of these. Let's start with sources. For you to work with the Nvivo and do data handling and analysis, you must feed it with sources. So you must start with a source. So you feed the now sources from your computer or wherever else they are into Nvivo. It will not delete them from your computer. It will just create copies. So what you do is come here, this white space, this is your working area, and this is where documents will be opening. Do a right click. When you do a right click, you will see an option here called import. What that tells you is you need to import now documents. It gives you an option to import documents into Nvivo. Remember, you can import any kind of document. We talked about the documents that are Nvivo recognizes, and we saw a number: PDFs, Word documents, audios, videos as well, pictures as well. It also accepts, I think we saw datasets, yes, in terms of Excel files. So you need to import. One thing I need to tell you with Nvivo, and I will keep on reminding you this, you do a lot of right clicking. When you feel stuck, do right click and you'll get way ahead. So right click here. Remember you are on sources on the left, on the navigation pane. You can see it is a bit, I don't know whether that's yellow, meaning that you're on sources. When you go to nodes, it will shift to nodes like that. When you go to classifications, it will shift to classifications like that. But now we are in sources. Sources, you right click. Remember that, like, this is our gospel and our trick here in Nvivo. Right click. What do you want to do? You want to import new file, and then you choose import documents. When you select import documents, it will pop. There will be a pop-up prompting you now to browse where your sources are. So do browse. So it will open where that you want to nini your files in your computer. So I'm tracing where my documents are. The desktop somewhere. Then here. Then the one that I want to import is this one. Remember, these are in my computer. Then I open. It has picked it up. So I just say okay. So it takes some time depending on how long a document is, and it has uploaded, and you can see it there. So I just say okay. If I want to rename it, to describe it, all these are optional, but you can even do another color, a color. Maybe I want to choose red, so that particular source would be marked red, and it can be differentiated as opposed to the one that is marked probably blue. But all these are not necessary. I mean, they're not necessary. They do not have any functional purpose. So I just do okay, and then it will complete the upload for me. If I want to open this document, you see it has come in Nvivo. Remember, it has not deleted it in my machine. It is still there. It has only created a copy. I double click. When I double click that, it will open my transcript the way it is. And you can close it here. It will open a tab. If I open another one, it will open here. So I just want to close this and upload another one. So same process. Come to this workspace. This is a working area. Right click, do a new import, documents, whatever else you want to import, it is here. But right now I want to import documents. So it's the same thing. It is the pop-up prompting me to go where my that file is. It's my computer. I want to open this one, idea 10. So I open. I see okay. It will give me a pop-up to maybe an option to describe that particular file, to give it a color maybe. All these are not necessary. Remember, when we check that box when we are starting, it is asking you by AM. These are my initials, as in the what I've fed in the Nvivo. So these are my initials. So it will always be, it will always show who uploaded this, AM. So I just click okay, and then it uploads. All right. So you can see it is the name file. How many nodes will come to see that? How many references will come to see that? The date created and time. Sorry, time yangu iko nyuma, but it was created at a time like this. Then modified. When was it modified? If I come and modify it, it will still show me, and then it shows modified by who? AM. That was my name. Okay, and this is the color that we are choosing. We chose red for the first one and blue for the second one. If you don't choose a color, it just remains color is none. Color is none. So this is what we meant by Nvivo as an update trail. It keeps the log, activity log. If I want to upload another one, I'll do the same. Right click, import, choose where the document is by browsing. Then I would say, let me choose another one, maybe IDI 3, and then I will open. Then okay, I'll choose not to label this with a color. I mean, I just said those are just formalities, not very important. And it has uploaded my 3 documents. So that's how you do upload your documents. So I can open the first one. It opens there. I open the second one by just double clicking. You can see it opens now in a tab here, and you can navigate from IDI1 to IDI2. Let me open the third one. That it's opening the third one. Remember, I'm just double clicking. If you don't want to double click, you can still go where that particular file is, and then right click, and then open document. It's the same way of doing. There are different ways of doing the same thing. So I just open. So it has opened 3 of them, and I can now code these transcripts. Remember, I collected data from the feed and did the transcription, and now what I have are transcripts. So I have 1, 2, 3. I can add more, infinity, in terms of handling documents. It can handle very many documents, as much as your project can allow. But remember, when you're using a trial version, mostly one on a trial version does not allow more than 14 because it's a trial version anyway. But when you have a full license, you just upload as many documents as you want. You may want to read one, so what you do is close, and then I remain with one. So just navigate to the tabs. That's about the sources. Let's go to nodes. We talked extensively about nodes last time. The computer is a little bit slow, but I'm on the nodes. You must click. It must be active. Here, make sure on your left, whatever you're doing, you select it first. So I was in sources. It shows me my sources, the ones that we have uploaded. Then we are in nodes. So nodes are your themes now. Are your themes, okay? And I'll refer you to our last class when you talked about node structure, the child, the parent, and the child. So as usual, again, come to the working space. Do right click. I'm right clicking purely, and then I add a new node. Right? Add a new node. Now I will refer to my code book. I refer now to my code book, the one that we created last time. But let me start with demographic characteristics just to show you how node structures work here, and then we'll do one more, the one that we created on Thursday. So I want to create a new node. It will give you a pop-up. An option to create nodes. So the name of the node here, I want to call it background characteristics. Background characteristics. Check this box called aggregate coding from child nodes, because it will carry all the nodes. Then I would say okay. So it has created a node called background characteristics, but there are so many background characteristics for my respondents, and one of them probably could be gender. So I come to that node I've created. Remember, this is the parent. So under that, I'll create a child called marital gender. Let me start with gender. Gender. Always, you can play around with these. These are not, they are just optional. You can describe this now variable. And on this node, someone asked me what description means on our code book. Now you can apply it here. You can have it a nickname. You can have it another nickname, your fancy name that you want. Make sure to click on this box, aggregate coding from child nodes. Then you say okay. What you can see now, gender has come under background characteristics, but still under gender, there's something else I can add, male, female. So I just do that, add mail. Check that box. Okay. So at the gender, there's male, there's female, but there's something else, male. So I need to add that. So right click again on gender. This is where I'll add male. I've added male. Check this box. Okay. So it has added for me these two children. So we're still in background characteristics. I want to add one more background characteristics, and I'll call it marital status. Marital status, then I would say I'll check that box, I'll add that. Say okay. So you can see now background characteristics. We have two, gender and marital status. But under marital status, I can have three more. I will say married. Let me start with that one. Check the box. See okay. There's another one. Maybe now married. Check aggregate coding from third nodes. Okay. I'll add another one called maybe they are separated. And I can go on, adding these background characteristics. Okay. Let's now go to. I've just showed using the example of background characteristics to show the node structure. But let's now go to the gist of the matter. Some of the codes we created, nodes we created last time. So we have a parent code. Sorry, parent code. One of the parent code is impact of financial literacy. Let me copy this the way it is. Remember, this is our code book that we developed last time. I want to place this to make this node here. So I'll just paste it. Check the box. So impact of financial literacy. Under that, we have quite a number. Tax compliance. Let me copy this. So I'll do this. I'll do the same. New node. Under that, I'll copy this. I'll paste it there. I don't know whether there was another one. Apart from tax compliance, there was a financial management. Remember, all these themes or nodes, you get them from your transcripts after reading a few and see what is coming up. Right click, new node. I'll paste it there. And I see okay. Right. Then let me add another one under that. I think we had marketing. That kind of literacy will help them do marketing. So I copy that. I come to my Nvivo. I'll add a child code under that. I'll call it what I copied, marketing aggregate. So if you want to create the other one, now challenges. Remember, now this is the other objective. Copy it the way it is. And this is now the beauty of having a code book beforehand, because you can see things clearly. I'll create an entirely new one because it's another objective. And I'll paste it there. I'll check that box. What are these challenges? What are these challenges? Marketing challenges. Maybe they said that and I picked it. So I'll create a a child under that, and I'd call it challenges. Right click, new node, I'll paste it there, like that, like that. So challenge marketing challenges, they have come under challenges, the bigger theme. The other one is unfavorable competition, what they also call unhealthy competition. I'll go to challenges, right click, I want to add a child. I'll paste it there, check the box, okay. I'll add one more challenge called, no, let's go to the other theme, to the other objective, enablers. I'll open, I will paste it there, check that box, say okay. What are some of these enablers? I'm going back to my code book. One of the enablers is if they have financial literacy, I'll help solve those challenges. So enablers, where are they? Here. I create a node, a child under that, which is okay, it is telling me it has been 15 minutes since you last saved. Do you wish to continue? And Nvivo will always remind you to continue saving. So when that pops up, you say yes. Check the box. Then the other enabler would be budgeting skills. If they have the budgeting skills, come to enablers, right click on it, under child, under it. Remember, it's a parent, the broader theme. Check that box, then add that. I want to add another child to that, the final one, which is it will help them keep records. They'll gain those skills. Enablers like that. The new node. Add like that. So looking at these nodes, you can tell which ones are the parents and which ones are the children and which are the grandchildren. For instance, background characteristics is a bigger theme, right? Under background characteristics, there is gender, but under gender, there is male, female. Then you go to the other, and you can see how they have arranged themselves. Okay, how they have arranged themselves. One thing to know with nodes is that they arrange themselves according to alphabet. They are alphabetical in order. So that's about adding nodes. These are the two important things you need to have: sources and nodes. Now, how do you do coding? Come to your node, your sources, open one source. Like I want to open IDI1 Urban. Remember, I have my sources here. So what you do is you read through what they are saying, and then you code appropriately. This is just an example. This is reading. Thank you. We can start by telling me your age, your current level of education, and marital status. I mean, you're just maybe asking them such a question. So and then they're telling me here, I ask them, so you are single? And then they're telling me, yes, I am single, never married. So I'll pick this, just picking the way it is, highlighting, right click on it, and then because you want to code, you want to select the option that will help you code. When you right click, you see this code selection. Code selection, then select code selection at existing nodes, because you have the nodes that are existing already. So click on that. It will now give you the list of your nodes, the ones that you created. And for instance, that was about marital status, and they're saying they are single. So I go to that node. I open that node, gender. If you see a plus on a node, know that there's something below it. If you see a minus, it's imeisha, there's nothing below it. But you see, if you see a plus, there's something below it. So this plus, you click on it and it will reveal for you what you're looking for. So I'm single. So we are talking actually about marital status. So you just select this one, single, because they have said they are single. Then you say okay. What you have done is you have applied node to that source, to that particular excerpt. We continue. Okay, thank you. Please tell me about your religion and occupation. Ananiuliza, you mean these things, church things? And I mean, akamwambia yes, and the kind of work you do. And they say, I go to church, I am a Catholic, I do not go to work. I stay with parents, helping them when not in school. Now, if I had something to do with the religion here, I would just have picked what they are saying. They are Catholic, right click, code selection, then code at existing, because maybe I have a religion and a background characteristics somewhere. Maybe I had female, marital status, I had gender and marital status. Maybe there's something I didn't have. Remember, now I can go to my nodes and add them. I just realized I did not have religion. So I go to my nodes and add nodes and the background characteristics, add religion. Religion, I do aggregate. Then under religion, there is, say, I'll just say Christianity for now. I've added Christian. All right. So I just go now to my source. I right click, code selection, select at existing because it is there now. It's about background characteristics, religion, it's here. And we have added the religion, Christian, so you do that. So that's how you add themes as they become relevant. That's why we say all this thing is not cast on stone. If it's about income, so you go and add your income, or was it occupation, something like that. All right. Assuming now all this excerpt is telling, I mean, this is just a sample. Don't read what it is a sample. Assuming now it is telling you that one of the challenges they face is marketing. And you know you have that challenge in your notes. So you right click it the way it is, yote. It could be a paragraph, it could be a sentence, it could be 2 sentences. Right click, code selection at existing. We are assuming that those are the challenges they face. So challenges, and say it's a marketing challenge. You click on that, the marketing challenges, because that excerpt speaks to that node. And then you say, okay. Once you do that, what you have done is you have coded all this paragraph or all this all the excerpts or all this excerpt with one node which you created, and it must speak to it. Maybe you read ahead and you see, you ask them about an enabler, and maybe all this sentence is about an enabler, and they are talking about maybe marketing skills. So what you do is you right click on it, you are coding, remember, code at existing because you have it. Go to where it is, enablers, they are here, and then maybe, let's say it's about budgeting skills. They were talking about, you know, this training can help me do better in budgeting. So you click on that, you check, just check on it, and then okay. So what you have done is you have coded all this with one node. So that's the importance of having nodes and sources. So once you do that to every other transcript you have. Every other transcript you have. Then you finish. Once you finish, then you are good to explore your data and extract reports and do your writing. Okay. Let me code another source. I think we were coding source 1. Let me code source 3. Just as an example, and by the way, maybe here they were talking about, don't mind what it is written. Maybe they were talking about let me see, code selection at existing. Maybe they are talking about one we have not coded, impact. So come to impact. Maybe they are saying the impact of that training will help them in tax compliance. We have talked about this a number of times. So you say, you check, then you say, okay, let's code another one. Maybe here they are talking about another impact. I'm just highlighting the way you do highlighting in your Word document. Maybe this one is about impact. It's about financial management. Check financial management and apply that. So you can see how Nvivo now helps you reduce data, because all this excerpt, all this paragraph, this is the respondent's response. You have coded it with one node, and that's the theme now you have. So that's what you do. You must code. Then the next, the other two steps ni mbili peke yake. You need to explore your data maybe, and maybe you need to extract your reports. Exploring means how your data is coming up. How does it look like? And it's not a must to do that. You can skip queries here, queries, and then you go to just reports, because mostly you'll be interested with reports. You've done your work. You want now Nvivo to give you the feedback. But before we go to reports, let me take you through queries and what queries are. Okay, so you go to a query hapa juu, these tabs here, and query helps you see how your study looks like. It helps you see which is the commonly used word, what is the most frequent word, and it's not a must. Let me start with the query wizard. These things you can try even with yourself. You want to see what words are in your project. For instance, Scholar, your project was something to the impact of financial literacy. So you'll be seeing a lot of budgeting words, budgeting, tax compliance. So the more you see those words, it means the more they are important in your study. And that's what we call theme frequency. So I would say maybe identify frequently occurring terms in content. I'll say that. Then I'll say next. It will ask me how many words do you want to see, the most frequently used words. Here it may pay 1,000, but I think those are too many. I just want 50, the first 50 words, the most frequent words. And the most frequent words here will reflect your most frequent themes in your study or project. Then the minimum word length. Length here is about kama ni ya letters mbili tatu. If it's 4 letters, you just say 4. That at minimum. Maybe me, I just want 4. 4. Then I want the exact matches. Then I'll go to next. Remember, these are just wizards. Then go to next. Then where? In all sources or in selected items. I want to search in all sources. If you do selected items, then it will prompt you to select what those items are. For instance, if I do this, selected items, this will become active, and it will ask me what document I want to select. Then I can select maybe that one, and leave the others. But I don't want to do that. I want to select all sources. I'll say next. Then add this, run this query once. Yeah, I just wanted to run it once, and then I run. Right? So it's doing something in the background. So it has given me the most used words in this study. This was a study to do with contraceptives. So the frequently used words were girls, contraceptives, and this shows you the length, that is the number of words in that, the number of letters in that word. Count how many times they have appeared in your study. 29, this has appeared 29 times, this appeared 27, and then the weighted percentage. If you want to do on your far right, this is just a summary, but you can also do a word cloud. You can see a word cloud here. Click on that, it will give you a word cloud. I'm sure it's generating something. Don't worry. I'm sure you have seen something like this in your studies somewhere, or in your work, in your presentations, all right? So this just to visualize your study. What does this means is that contraceptives was the most frequently used word. The bigger the font, the ones that are on the fore are the key terms in your study, in your project. And when you come to write a paper, sometimes you there's a section you people write key terms, or there are key terms. You can borrow them from here. If you want to use this for presentation, you can extract it and take it to your computer by just right clicking. Remember that, and then export. When you say export, it will remove it from the compute from Nvivo to your computer, and you can save it wherever you want. Okay. But this is about looking at how your data is, how things are coming up. But the most important thing for now is something we call reports, because at the end of the day, you work with reports. Very important here. Now, there are different kind of reports Nvivo will give you, or you will get with Nvivo. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, around 8 here. So mostly as a researcher, you'd use this one, the first one. But you can also you can explore what other means, or what other reports mean. For instance, coding, the second one, coding by source report. It will give you a report by source, each transcript. By classification, if you did a classification, then a project summary, it gives you the whole thing, the whole project summary. It's like, I would call this like a bank or M-Pesa statement. It's like everything about that project. The way an M-Pesa statement will give you everything about your M-Pesa account, or a bank account would give you something about everything about your bank account. So if you choose this, it will give you everything about your project. But when in Janja, you have your things you want to look out for. You don't want all this. You can send all this to your funder for them to be looking at, but you're interested with something by node, because these are your themes. You'll mostly use this one. The first one, I'm not right clicking, but double click. I want to find a report in this project we have created today. So I will check this box. It will become active once I check it. If unchecked, it is not active. If checked, becomes active. Then it will ask you to select where is that node that you want, or that theme. You select. I want where I've coded. I think we have done things to do with tax compliance, or maybe let's pick impact of financial literacy as the whole objective itself. So you are picking a report on that objective yote. So you click on it. If you click on this one, it means hata hizi children zimechukuliwa, they have been picked. That's why we are checking that box with aggregate child notes. But for your comfort, you can come and pick them, all of them. But the moment you pick the parent, the children are picked automatically. So you okay that, because you want now a report on this node code, and this node is your theme, and you take this to your reports, or whatever you are in your reporting of findings. It could be a report, could be a thesis, it could be a publication at a journal. So you pick what you want, Right now, I want to pick impact of financial literacy, and I'll say okay. So it has picked, as you can see here in values. Then it will, I will say okay. So it is generating that report for me. I just be patient. The longer the report, the longer time it might take. It is still generating a report for me. There we go. So this is the report now. You can view it here, ama you can export it to your computer. I prefer exporting it. I just do right click where it is, right click, export. If you want to print, if you're connected to the printer, you can print. But now I want to export. I want to export this and I want to place it in my desktop. And I save it there. I want to access it. I want us to see in the remaining minute how a report would look like. So I want to open this report. I'm presenting a report. I don't know whether you can see it, and I've saved it in my desktop. I've captured it from Nvivo. I don't know whether you can see my Word document. It's called Coding Summary by Node. I hope silence means you can see it. So what this gives you now is, let's start here with a date. It's today's date. It records the time and date it has been extracted. Then it is showing you the kind of report it is. It's Coding Summary by Node. Then Nvivo Workspace. This is the title of your project, and then the date and the time you have extracted that. This is not the real time. Computer yangu saa yake iko nyuma compare something. So it will give you the name, the all these details. Then where now you are interested in is here. There are nodes. It has picked impact of financial literacy, and we are starting with one impact is financial management. So all these are comments that came under financial management. All these, and they have been captured the way you coded. Then the other theme is tax compliance. Remember, we are still in impact of financial literacy as the broader theme. And the other impact is tax compliance as we coded it. So everything that came in your study under tax compliance, it will be captured here. There are just a few because we coded a few. Remember, we don't do much coding. Okay. I'm sorry. Then that's it. So that's it. This is now the report under this, and you can use it now to develop your findings. I want to stop there, invite questions. I don't want to go beyond this because I understand some of us have a class. Can I hear some reactions, please? And then we call it an evening. Yes, just speak because I can't know who is speaking, so please continue.
This is Moses.
Yes, Moses.
Just a comment, something that I'm noting.
Yes.
Probably the hardest task in this software is probably coding or creating the V. I mean, creating the V.
Not probably, but it is. Coding is the tedious. That's the work now, and you cannot move. You cannot move without it.
And it seems to be taking most of the time.
It takes most of the time, for sure.
So once you code, you just have to feed it in this way and click, and get the analysis.
And get the reports yourself.
Okay.
Yes. It is the. Last week we said coding is the engine of the vehicle. You cannot move forward with it. If you did not code, you cannot command Nvivo to give you reports, because if it would talk, it would have asked you, unataka nitoe wapi na hujanipatia So you have to feed the software with information so that you can retrieve the information in the way now you want. It will represent for you. It will return your commands very well. We said it has a 99.9% degree in terms of accuracy. If you coded well, you will not miss anything. But I invite another question, but let me explain what you can see. I hope you can see my Nvivo, what I'm presenting. You can see now nodes. Tukianza, they were 00s, but now we have some numbers here, nodes, references. What that means is we did not code IDI2, and you are witness, we did not code that. We coded IDI1 and 3. So what this means is it gives you a calculation. Under nodes, we have 9 on this theme, on this source IDI1. So we have 9 nodes and 10 references were made. Then with 3, IDI3, it had 3 nodes. If we went to IDI3 and probably added another node faster, let me add one. Right click, code selection, because it's existing. Maybe I just want to pick a random one, maybe record keeping. Then I say okay. So you see it has changed to 5 from 4. It means another node has been applied. Let me apply it here again, another one, just Araka, then existing. Maybe it's maybe now it's maybe unfavorable competition. Then I add that. Okay. So you see it has gone to. So it adds as you continue working. So even from this point, when you open your sources, you can see which source has not been coded. Of course, the one with zeros. Let me see whether someone else has a reaction, and then we close for those who are going to another meeting.
Hi, Alex. Thanks for that very exposing session.
Go on.
Yeah, I think it needs a lot of practice. But it looks quite straightforward, not a complicated software.
Yeah, as long as you follow the instructions.
But I don't know. I'm asking my colleagues here. My software has been marked as not genuine. I don't know whether someone else is having the same challenge, so I cannot use it now, and I don't know how to clean it.
Yes, the reasons are maybe it did not install completely. There were things that did not install very well. If it doesn't install completely very well, you'll see that you may not be able to upload. You may be able to open, but some functions will be missing. Like you'll not be able to upload sources. You'll not be able to.
It can't work completely. It's just blocked. It's saying it's not on any genuine key, so you have to.
Yeah. Then if it installed very well, what you do is before you log in, before you access your internet, start your Nvivo before.
Oh, it will work
before you connect to the internet.
Okay.
Then start after you have connected to the internet. The reason why we say that this is a license. This is a license. I mean, it's a full license. I think I've mentioned the differences between a trial version and a full license. A full license gives you full opportunities. So so for you to have the full license, you need to contact QSR. QSR is like Microsoft, but now they make the Nvivo. They are the makers of the Nvivo. Now what they do is they have a website. So the moment you start your Nvivo, when you are online, the license is sent to that to the website, to the QSR website, and it recognizes you as a new user, and thus it requires you. It asks you for a new key. But if you connect to the internet after you have started, then it will not send that message. It will count you as an existing user.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Let me try that, and then I hope it works.
Okay. Yeah. And then you have mentioned something. Let me close with that remark. Nvivo requires a lot of practice. Practice. And then where you are at the moment, you can consider yourself as a coder. There are these jobs that you see in organizations, or some of you might have these networks. Someone needs a coder. If someone needs a coder, raise your hand very fast, because coding is you guys come into a team, upload your sources, have the nodes as they are. Maybe they have them in their code book. Upload them and then start coding them for them, and that has earned people a lot of side quote unquote side hustles. Yeah, so practice. So you are now a coder. So, but for you to reach expertise level or proficiency, please practice. I think we have done. I don't want to go overboard. Let me see what people are saying. I can hear. I want to read comments. For any software issues, can let. Yeah. Ian is saying we will liaise with him or Adam tomorrow, so that that thing of software can be sorted out. And thank you very much, Ian, for that. Scholar is saying I would like to request for the recording. I think Ian is here. You can and Askia, so he's the admin. He's our boss, so he will share with us. If there's no other business, please, if you have a question, shoot as we close.
Ian is saying he has a communication to make.
Yes, Ian, you have the floor.
All right, thank you. I think I've been listening in for a while. A good session. Just a quick question before I make my communication. You have another class, or this is the final class?
Ideally it should be the final one, but we can check with Adams if we can have an additional one to maybe hear people's reactions.
Okay, it's all right. I think I'll get in touch with him on the same, and the communication will be made towards the same. Now, I for myself, I think I have one communication to make. I think last week we were all requested to sort out our fee payment. Unfortunately, some of us have not done their part on the same, and that's not good. I'll be honest with you. And so I believe we are remaining with a package to go, subject to us having another additional class based on whatever assessment Adams would make. But before that additional class, or the next course that we shall be doing after the Nvivo, that's the final package. Each one of you needs to have cleared their fee payment. So what will happen is this: all of us are going to be removed from the calendar, and then individuals shall be returned onto the calendar, subject to them meeting the following condition. I think I want to be clear on this. All of us submitted our codes at registration, but we shall resubmit. Resubmit. That is, submit again. We all know the WhatsApp number, the office WhatsApp number. So between today and tomorrow at 10, between today and tomorrow at 10, make sure you resubmit your transaction code to that WhatsApp number, and that then will mean you'll be added to the calendar afresh. So if in the next class you realize you're not on the calendar, I believe you'll know the reason why. So let's act on that. resubmit your transaction code. If you've made payment in 2 tranches, submit both codes again. If you're yet to clear your balance, you have between today and tomorrow at 10 a.m. to do that and submit your transaction codes. I believe that's clear. So from my end, that's all. Now, in relation to the recording, once it's uploaded on YouTube, a link will be shared in the WhatsApp group for us to access the session. Thank you.
Very good clarification there from Ian. I think he has reiterated the idea of the future classes and how, from the admin perspective, and the issues you've heard about the recording and getting in touch with Adams tomorrow for any software issues. From my end, is just to say thank you very much for being good listeners, and please go and practice, because once you sit with it like that, it's just like I was sharing with my friend that we were taught issue to do with what's it called, access zile za Microsoft. Because I did not practice today, I can't even, I need to be shown how to go about access, and it's something to the summer for computer school. The same case with this one. If you don't practice, you will tend to forget. The more you practice, the more you become you go towards expertise. Otherwise, thank you very much for being very nice students. We'll see whether we'll have another session depending on outcome of the George's conversation. Otherwise, I wish you a good night, and please do access the recording and the notes we have had in this class. They'll help you very much. Otherwise, I wish you a very good night. Thank you.
Lillian, you raised your hand. Lillian?
Yes, I have a question.
Go ahead.
Like the Nvivo, it doesn't do the analysis, because I see the icon of analyzing the data. It's just its work is coding.
It's coding. The other one, it can help you with the Ava call. In another version, it can help you not only just handling quantitative data, but also doing a call. Like it's like a repository sometimes, where we can have a call like this one through Nvivo. It's like Teams, Microsoft Teams. It can act like Zoom. So we have those functionalities. Then it acts as a repository. It can keep the data for you. As you have seen, once you store your transcripts in Nvivo, your documents, they will stay there as a project as long as you save them. So it acts as a repository. It also helps you in your bibliographies if you are doing your bibliographies. On analysis, Nvivo will never do analysis for you as a qualitative researcher. There's no button to do a magic. As you have seen, it's all about your discretion. Then you feed that discretion to Nvivo. Then Nvivo does its discretion. So it starts with the researcher deciding what are the themes, because themes will vary from one project to another. Okay, so it will never analyze data for you. It's up to you to manage the data, and it just helps you. It makes handling data easier. Thank you.
All right. Good night, folks. Good night.
Thank you, Ian. Good night.